were saved by God to make America great again.
Hello, I'm Nana Akua, and this is Trump Watch. Well, what a whirlwind 48 hours it's been in the world of Donald Trump. The man certainly knows how to keep us on our toes. First up, we've got the much anticipated meeting between Trump and our very own Sir Keir Starmer. Now, I have to say it was a fascinating encounter. Picture this, the brash, outspoken Donald Trump facing off against a more reserved, almost meek, schoolboyish, shy, very dull Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer. It was like watching a lion and not even a sheep, something even less than a sheep, something more meek than a sheep that had literally no fire in it whatsoever. I mean, try to have a chat over a cup of tea if you envisage that. That's what I saw. Donald Trump, ever the showman, rolled out the red carpet for Keir Starmer at the White House. And what did our Keir bring as a gift? An invitation for a state visit from King Charles himself. Yeah, you see, the thing is, obviously he knows that Donald Trump loves the royal family. So what gift can I bring this man? I'll give him a gift of a meeting with our royal family, because frankly I know that my front bench have been particularly insipid about him, and really I've got nothing else to offer. So he offered that, which, I mean, you know, I don't know. I can imagine that Donald Trump is probably practicing his bow in front of the mirror already. But Keir Starmer, I mean, what a weak offering. But it wasn't all pomp and circumstance. The two leaders got down to brass tacks, discussing everything from Ukraine to trade deals. Trump, in his typical way, full of grand promises. He's talking about not one, but two deals. One to end the war in Ukraine and another for trade with the UK, talking about a free trade deal. It's like he's handing out deals as though they're, going out of fashion. But that is the way it goes, frankly. And he is right, I think, to use trade as a bargaining chip. And Keir Starmer really seriously tried his best to secure some sort of concrete commitments on Ukraine. But of course, when I say tried his best, it's all a bit lackluster. And again, it's like Goliath against some tiny little thing that doesn't really have much sway. And frankly, Keir Starmer doesn't have much sway. It's very difficult for Keir Starmer to offer anything. And I love the quip about Russia, saying, well, could you take on Russia alone? Of course, the UK couldn't. Potemkin army, and I say Potemkin because we don't put any money into it, is definitely, I would say, under 70,000. I think they said 72,000, but at least 10,000 of those aren't fit to fight. So, and Donald Trump and the rest of the world can see that.
Could you take on Russia by yourselves?
Well,
Now let's move on to Trump's first cabinet meeting with none other than Elon Musk. Oh, to be a fly on the wall for that conversation. Two of the world's biggest egos in one room. Now, in the meeting, Donald Trump and Zelensky seem to have come closer to a final agreement on Ukraine's provision of rare earth minerals, which, to be honest, and let's be totally honest, which is what the war is actually about. If anyone wants to think seriously about why these countries are fighting, it's for land, it's for minerals within the land. That is what Vladimir Putin, in my view, is trying to get hold of. And that is why Donald Trump is more than happy to come in on the deal and say, look, I've given you all these arms, so now you need to pay back, and let's pay back with some of those rare earth minerals, which is why he's able to talk to Putin, because Putin is after something similar, but perhaps Putin will end up with land, and Donald Trump can get the minerals within that land and also minerals from Ukraine. Now, Elon Musk ordered his administration to tell federal agencies to come up with plans for more layoffs as well, which I think is perfectly reasonable. The size of the federal employees is huge, just like the size of the civil service in this country, an absolute mammoth expense at our cost in terms of taxpayers in this country for it, and a lot of the roles probably are duplicated and are unnecessary. He also said that federal employees must send an email about their accomplishments last week or be fired. This was all supported and backed by Donald Trump. And here's where things get really interesting. Whilst Donald Trump was busy playing statesman and tech guru, his own CDC was apparently going rogue. Yes, that's right, the CDC, in a move that must have made Donald Trump's blood pressure skyrocket, decided to attend a vaccine meeting with the World Health Organization. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Donald Trump sign an executive order withdrawing the United States from who? The World Health Organization. It seems that the CDC didn't get the memo, or perhaps they're playing a game, as Simon says, where Simon isn't the president. And this defiance is particularly spicy, given that Donald Trump's ally, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., has been vocal about his anti-vaccine stance. It's sort of like watching a family feud play out on the national stage. Past the popcorn, would you? It's going to be such a fun watch. But there's more. Just when you thought Donald Trump couldn't possibly have any more surprises up his sleeve, he pulls out a golden rabbit. Or should I say a golden card? That's right. Donald Trump has announced a new path to US citizenship, and it comes with a hefty price tag of $5 million. Oh yeah, he's turned immigration into a luxury brand, and to be frank, why shouldn't he? If you want to come to the US and you don't have the right whatever, then why not pay your way? How about $5 million? That might work. I don't see why not. I think sometimes we cheapen the brand and the value of the countries that we preside in particular the UK, giving people hotels and money and food and housing. Now, I'm not saying make people starve, but frankly, it devalues the work of the taxpayers to keep this country great. Donald Trump is selling this gold card as a way to attract very high-level people who will create jobs and pay taxes. Exactly. Rather than people who will be a tax burden, it's people who are prepared to put in to the economy. I can't see anything wrong with that. Now, of course, Donald Trump famously said that he wanted to build a wall to keep people out, but then, frankly, you're allowed a border wall, and many countries across the EU have border walls. People acted shocked about the notion that somebody may protect their borders with a wall. God help us. I think it's a very good idea. And of course, if you have a spare $5 million and you want to add positivity to the economy as well as wealth, then why not? I'm quite happy with that. If you want to be an American and you've got the money and of course the backing to support yourself in a country that you are not a citizen of, then I have no issue with that, and I would love to see other countries being a bit more selective for those who come to their countries if they don't have any other any ways of getting in via any forms of citizenship. But of course, in the grand scheme of things, the last 48 hours have been quintessential Trump meetings with foreign leaders, rubbing elbows with tech billionaires, battling his own government agencies and turning citizenship into a luxury item. It's kind of a 4D game of chess, whilst the rest of us are still trying to figure out checkers. So, what do we all make of this? Is Donald Trump a master strategist, always 3 steps ahead, or is he just throwing ideas at the wall and seeing what sticks? Perhaps a bit of both, but one thing is for certain: Donald Trump at the helm. He's a fabulous leader, and there is never a dull moment. Whether you love him or loathe him, you can't deny that he keeps us all on our toes. And of course, as ever, lots of plot twists and cliffhangers at every turn. So as we wrap up this whirlwind tour of Donald Trump's last 48 hours, I can't help but wondering, what will the next 48 hours bring? Or perhaps he'll surprise us and have a quiet day. I doubt it. But whatever happens, you can be sure of one thing. We'll be here, ready to dissect, analyse and occasionally chuckle at the never-ending Trump drama. So stay tuned, keep your gold cards handy, and remember, in Trump's world, the only thing predictable is unpredictability. This is Nana Akua, and don't forget to subscribe to the GB News YouTube channel for more Trump Watch.